Ichigo. I've never once thought of doing as I pleased with you. Pause. Super pause. This chapter, I'm honestly not sure what to rate it because I don't know. This chapter was there. I mean, it kind of progressed the story a little bit. Just shit's happening. I don't really know. I'm gonna keep this pretty brief. Bleach. Bleach 619. Yuha and Ichigo are talking about, it's all been according to my design, basically. It's all been my consent, and Yoruichi thinks it's a trick, and so do I. So do I. And there's no doubt that there's something involved here, because yes, he points out the thing about, you know, not saying kill, he's going to stop you. The person who murdered his own mother basically is responsible for it. He knows, and he still is not that angry with him. So there's got to be something going on here, but I doubt it's going to be what Yuha is saying. I think he's either wrong or lying, or both. I don't know. But anyway, Uryu attacks Yoruichi, and then Yuha kind of blows her away. She ain't dead, but I think it was Yuha, right? Yeah, Yuha does it, and apparently the barrier breaks, and the barrier breaks. Oh, that's right. It was the one of the Stone Ritter that cut off or like twisted and like destroyed one of her arms, and then Yuha blows her away. And Ichigo and Yuha keep fighting, but all of a sudden Uryu gets involved, and that's it. I mean, he's just yelling at Uryu like, Ishida! Just what the fuck do you think you're doing? I don't know. Or I could do it in my horrible Johnny Young Bosch impression. Just what the fuck do you think you're doing, Uryu? So anyway, I mean that's it. There wasn't much progression here. I guess the chapter was alright. It was okay. It wasn't that good. It wasn't that bad. It was just kind of there. Okay. I don't know what's gonna happen with Uryu, whether or not it's called the Betrayer, but we still don't know his full intentions. So we're just gonna have to wait. So yeah, I mean that's honestly it for Bleach, for me at least.
Hello, and welcome to my half of the review of Bleach Chapter 619. Now, this chapter is very, very, very simple. We have Ichigo trying to go up against Bach, but then Yuha or Yuha Bach, he just basically says, why are you going up against me? You have your Quincy blood, and you basically everything you've done up to this point, pulled an eyes and basically said everything you've done up to this point was because of me, or was a part of my plan. And I'm like, really? And then Yorichi gets shot with an arrow by Uryu, who is still seemingly on Yuhabak's side. Now, she tries to take on Yuha, but he quickly crushes her arm and then just tosses her out of the way like a fodder character. And Ichigo then proceeds to fight with Uryu, or start a fight with Uryu. So that's pretty much the chapter. I mean, we didn't the only thing we really learned was that Ichigo was that, or from what Yuha Bach said, and that apparently everything that Ichigo has done was a part of Yuha Bach's plan to groom him, I guess, in preparation to kill the Soul King. And Yuha Bach manages to rip Mimi Hamike-sama from the Soul King. So it seems like in the next chapter, the Soul Society and all the worlds will start to shake again. And the only other people with Ichigo are Orihime and Chad, both of which are pretty much not pretty much are useless in this situation. I mean, they have never been more useless. Like, if you thought they were useless in the Arankar stuff, they are even more useless now. Because, they with Ichigo busy with facing Uyu right now, who are they going to face? Bak? No. Yoriichi is far more powerful than they are, and she got easily beaten by Yuha. So what are they going to do? And there's no guarantee that, Yuha Bak's other boys aren't going to be there either. So all that's really so who knows what's going to happen next? I mean, most likely, next chapter we're going to get the fight between Uyu and Ichigo, which a lot of people are saying that Uyu's not actually on Yuhabak's side, but it's just waiting for an opportune moment to take him out. Others are saying the same thing, except he's not taking him out to be a good guy. He's taking him out to become the new actual final villain of the story. Which I don't even know how I would feel about that. I mean, he's been an ally to Ichigo for too long to really be an enemy. I mean, the whole thing about him saying, that whole plot of, oh, I'm can't be with Ichigo even though we're friends because he's a Shikigami and I'm a Quincy thing kind of got old I mean, wasn't even really used that long. Like, shortly after they met each other, that whole idea of the conflict between their friendship about one being a Shikigami and the other one being a Quincy pretty much became non-existent until this Yuha Bak showed up again. So, and the fact that Ichigo is also part Quincy should help Uryu's conscience, but who knows? As for what else is gonna happen, who knows? Because we still have to figure out what the hell is going if the captain group with Urahara makes it in time, and is there anybody else who's going to show up, like Grimjow or friggin' what's Aizen going to do? Who knows? This to me felt more like a setup chapter. Like, okay, we need to set up some more stuff before good stuff happens, which is kind of sort of what it's been feeling like for the past couple of chapters, is just a lot of setup for future events. Like, okay, you had the Mimi Hagi-sama show up, you had all this, that, and the other. Like, all this stuff just screams, something better is going to happen, but we're just spending so many chapters setting it up. I just can't wait I just hope the payoff is worth all the wait. But overall, this chapter was alright. I mean, I just hope that we get something good, better next week. So that was my review of the chapter, and I hope to see you guys next week.